Ireland and England are going to be running out onto Aviva Stadium this Saturday in Dublin for their warm-up clash before the Rugby World Cup. I'm going to preview that game right now in this video. G'day everyone and welcome to Cancun in Mexico. I am Mark, I'm a Kiwi rugby fan that lives in this beautiful part of the world, and today I'm going to be talking about that game between Ireland and England. And before we go any further, we've just heard that there is going to be an appeal against Owen Farrell for that tackle, and the outcome from the Independent Judicial Committee, World Rugby has appealed that decision, and there will be a process now. So Owen Farrell has not been included in this England team for this game this weekend. Now I'm going to be doing a separate video on that ongoing saga of Owen Farrell, so check out that when you've watched this one. Okay, so on to the game, Ireland versus England. And since they last played, which was back in March, Ireland have decided to make 11 changes to the team that was victorious over England on that day, and it's a pretty good opportunity now for Andy Farrell to cement his first team going forward, I think, and therefore there's been a lot of changes made into this Irish team. So why don't we have a look at the Irish team and decide what we think about the makeup of the team. So yes, Andy Farrell has taken the opportunity to slot some players in there that we'd probably think would be in this Irish team come World Cup time, and he's also given a couple of new boys a chance as well. So why don't we have a look at the team, starting off with the backs. Okay, looking at the back three for Ireland, and we've got Keenan, Hansen and Lowe. Two wingers there, Lowe and Hansen. Keenan at the back at fullback, and I think this is a pretty solid selection for Ireland. Plenty of point scoring potential in the wingers if they get enough ball and are able to break down the England defence. So pretty good selections there, I think, for the Irish back three. Then in the centres for Ireland we have Ringrose and Bundy Aki coming in, and this is going to be a really interesting pairing as far as I'm concerned. I think these two guys can do some damage for Ireland in the middle, and of course Aki has that game breaking speed and power that we've seen in previous games for Ireland. So very solid in the centres for Ireland on this one. So the half pairing in this game for Ireland is Byrne and Gibson Park. Of course they're the Leinster halves pairing, and they bring a good combination to this particular game for Ireland. I think strategic kicking is going to be an important part of this game and allowing Ireland to get down into English territory. And I think both Byrne and Gibson Park are going to be able to use the box kick and also their strategic kicking to be able to do that. So I see this as a really good pairing for Ireland in the halves. Now let's check out the Irish forwards and see whether they're going to be up to the task of taking on the English pack. So in the back three for Ireland, we have at number 8 Cian Pendergrast, and he's going to be playing his first test match for Ireland, and what an occasion for him to be playing in front of his home crowd at the Aviva Stadium in Ireland and taking on an English team. So that will be a big moment for him. So Van der Flier and O'Mahony are in there at the flankers for Ireland, and again, good selection here. I think this is a really good Irish team, if you haven't worked out by now where I'm going with this, but I think they're really good selections. They're going to be fast at the breakdown, they're going to get a lot of ball for Ireland in the clean out phase, and I think that's going to be able to set these Irish backs alight in this particular game. So in the locks for this game we have James Ryan. He'll captain the Irish team this weekend against England, an honour for him, and Taj Burney is the other lock in the game. So big guys, and having the ability to win set pieces is going to be really important for Ireland in this game against England. I do feel that Ireland have too much power in the back line if they're able to win ball off England, and that's going to be a critical part of this game, is getting good set piece from both line out and scrum, and I think these two locks can help the Irish do that particular job. Then in the front row for Ireland we've got Porter, Sheehan and Furlong, and I think that's a very solid front row. They're going to be able to take it up to the English pack, and again they're going to be part of the whole unit that needs to work hard to get the ball from England and secure good clean ball for the Irish to use and distribute. So I think a really good Irish team on this one for the weekend. I like the way their backs have been selected. I think there's a lot of opportunity there for open running rugby. I suspect that Ireland are going to take it to the English defence and try and break through, particularly using Bundy, Arkey and Ringrose in the back. So I think that's going to be something that we're going to see, and Keenan's going to come into the back line as well. So I'm excited about this Irish team. I think they've got a lot of potential to do well against England, and we'll have to wait and see, won't we, on Saturday. So why don't we have a look at the English side now that's going to come up against this particular Irish side. And don't forget, the last time they met, England got beaten. So what team have they selected to try and overturn that outcome on this weekend? Okay, let's take a look at the England team going out against Ireland this weekend in Dublin, and starting off in the backs. In the back three, we have Freddie Stewart, Anthony Watson and Elliot Daly, and a good back three there. I think that there's plenty of speed and pace out wide for England with these three, and Freddie Stewart will be looking to have a little bit of an improvement over that game against Wales. He did a couple of good catches under the high ball, but he did make a couple of errors as well, so he'll be looking to get back to his very best. In Watson and in Daly, there's a lot of pace, and a lot of people on this channel have been talking about the lack of ball that's been getting out to Daly in particular to showcase what he's able to do. So let's hope the England forwards can win some ball this weekend. Now on to the centre pairing this weekend for England, and we have Joe Marchant and Manu Tuilagi. And this is going to be really interesting because these two guys have the potential to really break through that Irish line and get some attacking play underway for England. So looking at the halves for this game for England, and we have Ben Youngs and Ford in at first 5'8", and without Owen Farrell being considered for this game, I think this is a good pairing for England and gives them the opportunity to show what they can do without Owen Farrell in this team. So in Youngs and Ford, I see the potential both from a box kicking perspective as well as strategic kicking, and I think that's going to be important for England to get in behind the Irish line if they're going to have any chance in this game, and I think kicking is going to be very important. So a good back line for England. I think this weekend they definitely have the potential to score points against Ireland. It's going to be about how they use the ball, whether they use it through strategic kicking or whether those midfield players in Marchant and Tuilagi are able to get through the Irish defence. That's going to be the key component, I think, in this weekend's game. Okay, let's have a look at the English forwards, and the back three consist of Billy Vunipola at number 8. Good selection, and I think based on his game against Wales, still some improvement for Vunipola to come back. Of course, he's coming back after some injury and time off, so he needs to be given a chance, and that's exactly what Steve Borthwick is doing, is giving him some run-on time so he can get back to his brutal best. Earls and Laws are on the flanks this weekend for England, and a good combination. They're going to have a lot of pressure on them to get clean out ball for this England backline, and I think that's going to be another important aspect of this game. How fast are Laws and Earl going to be in getting that ball out for England and enabling their backline to have some offensive opportunities? Looking at the locks for this weekend for England, and we have Ribbons and Itoje coming in, and both have the potential to get a lot of set piece ball, so I'm going to be watching them very closely in this game. England are going to have to secure good clean ball for both from the scrums and from the lineouts if they're going to do well in this game, and Itoje and Ribbons are going to be responsible for that. Looking at the English front row for this game, they've gone with Stewart, George and Genge. Good tight three, I think, and they're going to be good at scrum time. We saw the scrums being disrupted quite a bit against Wales, and in fact that was a point of game that wasn't too good for both sides. So I think Steve Borthwick will be looking for an improved performance from the tight three in this game against Ireland, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can perform against the Irish front three. Also, we're seeing more and more in games these days where the props in particular are having more impact and broken play, and being able to get into the loose and get some of those ball wins as well off the opposing team. So it'll be interesting to see how the tight three for England go in this phase of play. So overall, very good England team. I think they have the potential to get in and behind Ireland if they win some consistent ball from the breakdown parts of the game. Some people have said on my channel that I'm an England hater. That's not the case at all. I just think England have been underperforming and they've been underwhelming in the way that they've been playing rugby in their last few games. So I, more than anybody, want to see England improve. I think a good, strong England team at the Rugby World Cup playing in form is a good thing to see for everybody in rugby. So I'm just calling it how I see it. And I think there's a lot of improvement to come out of this England team. And it's up to Steve Borthwick and his leaders to untap that potential that obviously sits within this England group. So a good England team. I don't see them having enough though for Ireland this weekend. So just going through the Irish replacements for this game against England, and we have Rob Herring, Jeremy Luffman, Finlay Beelum, Joe McCarthy, Caelan Doris, Connor Murray, Jack Crowley and Keith Earls. Keith Earls getting his 100th cap for Ireland this weekend, so that's a huge milestone for Keith Earls. So a very good replacement bench there for Ireland, and I expect them to come on and do very strongly against this English team. So let's have a look at the England bench and what they're going to bring on in this game against Ireland. And we've got Dan, Marla, Sinclair, Chisholm and Willis as the forwards. So it's gone for a 5-3. Borthwick's gone for a 5-3. And in the backs, he's got Danny Kerr, Marcus Smith and Ollie Lawrence for the backs to come on. So a strong bench for England. They'll be wanting to inject themselves into the game and make a big difference. Will it be enough against this Irish team? I am going for an Irish win by about 10 points or less. And I think the Irish are going to have just too much power for England out wide, in particular in their centres. And I think also the Irish kicking game is going to be better than what we're going to see from England. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about this game this weekend between England and Ireland being played at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and another exciting warm-up game before we head into the Rugby World Cup. Okay, that's it for me in this video. I hope you look forward to the rugby this weekend. Let's keep up to news with everything that's going on right here on Inside Rugby. The way to do that is to hit the subscribe button and give this video a like, and I'll see you again really soon in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and enjoy your rugby, everyone. Bye for now.